This is your MLB SimLabs analysis for Monday, March 31st. I'm Jordan Cooper, aka BlenderHD, BlenderHD. If you're going to follow me on Twitter, hit that thumbs up button on your way in the door. Thank you very much. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to always know when we go live. Definitely tune in to Grinders Live later today, 5 p.m. Eastern, and then immediately following that is Crunch Time. They'll have your updates on NBA today as well as MLB. We're back into the streets of baseball, and I'm looking at SimLabs today. First thing, obviously, before SimLabs, make sure you always look at the weather report, right? Because we're projecting the games as if they're all playing 9 innings, whatever like that. You got to make sure that they're actually going to play. The Roth weather report is available on RotoGrinders for free, so you can feel free to go to rotogrinders.com/weather/MLB. Check that out. Kevin Roth does update that throughout the day, but his most useful updates are typically during crunch time when he hosts that. So if there's any weather in that's lurking around lock time, definitely tune into that. But I don't think we have anything tonight that we have to worry that much about. I guess maybe the Cubs and the Athletics, scattered showers around, chance for a delay. Everything else looks pretty fine. All this other stuff is for the early slates. This is for the main slate, 8-game main slate. So maybe a little concerned for the Cubs. The Cubs are going to be one of the top stacks of the main slate. First top stack would be the Dodgers, then the Blue Jays, then the Cubs, according to our Sims. The Dodgers close to 21% to be optimal as a stack. The Blue Jays 19.5%, Cubs 14.5%, and then there's a whole bunch of teams like 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3. You get those top MLB stack percentages as part of our premium package, but I mean that's all incorporated into SimLabs anyway, right? It's going to prioritize stacks that are going to be more optimal, especially if they're going to be more optimal than they're owned. And we do have the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, and the Cubs as the higher owned stacks, but their optimal rate is actually higher than what we have them projected to be owned. So it's quite possible today for the main slate that the top stacks, the highest likelihood stacks are actually going to be under-owned today. The Rays and the Cardinals also, you get a decent amount of ownership, but we don't have them optimal as nearly as often as their ownership. The Rays at 3% and the Cardinals close to about 2%. They do offer a little bit of value because like the Dodgers, yeah, most likely to be optimal, but very expensive stack. Toronto, it's a little bit more of a value stack. So maybe they'll end up being a little bit more owned than we necessarily think. And one of the first things you do, obviously, in MLB DFS is, be your pitching choices. And in the beginning of the season, I'm going to highlight this for the first couple of weeks here, is that I'm much more likely to get different in the beginning of a season than as the season moves on, only because in the beginning of the season, these pitch counts are not high, right? We have, the highest pitch, we have no one that's going to pitch 90 pitches today. So while the top option on the slate is Tyler Glasnow at 10K, we have him as the highest projection at 20.61 as a median. But then we also got Drew Rasmussen, we got Bowden Francis, Ben Brown, Jackson Jobe, Ronald Blanco. We got these guys in 14, 15, 16 point projections. Similar pitch counts, high 70s, low 80s. And when there's not going to be pitchers that are going to be pitching 100 pitches, it's kind of hard to hit it like a super ceiling for anyone. Like Tyler Glasnow pitching 100 pitches compared to some of these people, and I could outscore them by a lot of points. But it's quite possible that none of these pitchers pitch past 5 innings. So the pitching scoring is going to be a little bit more flatter. A little bit flatter. So I'm more likely in those scenarios to get a little bit different because if Tyler Glasnow is the highest scoring pitcher, he may be the highest scoring pitcher with 22 fantasy points. But someone that's $3K cheaper than that may get 18 fantasy points. And yeah, yeah, I'd love to get the extra 4 points, but playing the other pitcher, I'm able to play the Dodgers, and they put up 10 runs. Yeah, you're good, right? So I'm a little bit more inclined to play different pitchers today. According to SimLabs, Drew Rasmussen is heavily over-owned. We have him at 31% projected owned. We've only have him optimal like 11% of the time. Tyler Glasnow is another one that looks to be a little over-owned. We have him at 57% projected owned as of now. Obviously, these things get updated throughout the day. But unlike basketball, MLB doesn't change that much. So although there'll be, orders changing around and stuff like that, like most of this tends to hold throughout the day, assuming like no pitcher is scratch or something. That happens every once in a while. So these numbers should be fairly relevant at 7 p.m. tonight compared to NBA, where I do these SimLabs analysis, and then by 6:30 p.m. you can just throw everything out, and you can have to go and use the tool then. Obviously, you should use the tool SimLabs with the most updated projections from RotoGrinders. So you should be building closer to lock, but things that show here should pretty much hold. But we do have Glass now, 57% projected owned, optimal 44.88% of the time. So he's the most likely to be optimal. He is the most likely compared to all players on the slate, pitchers. But we have Glass now at 44% optimal, Ben Brown at 32, Bowden Francis at 27, Jackson Jobe at 20. So you can see here, Bowden Francis, Jackson Jobe are showing positive leverage, while Glasnow and Rasmussen are showing negative leverage. Does that mean you can't play? Oh, you got to fade Drew Rasmussen. No, you don't have to. Just you're going to have to find leverage in the rest of your lineup. So if you're going to play a Glasnow, Rasmussen, Blue Jays lineup, it may not be that good. I mean, as far as the leverage is concerned. But if you want to play popular stacks today, I think getting off the board just a little bit with Bowden Francis and Jackson Jobe would be a good idea. And we'll see when it comes to lineup HQ. I'm just not lineup HQ. SimLabs. I'm gonna run 150 lineups. And you can do this just for research. Like you don't have to be playing 150 lineups in order to run 150 lineups. So use SimLabs. I mean, I'm playing 3 lineups today. I'm playing 3 lineups. I'm playing 3 smaller field, 1,000, 2,000 entry field lineups. And yeah, so I don't have to, I don't have to just build 3. I could build 150 and see what comes out. Or I could look at exposures and go, okay, what do some of these lineups look like? We get a lot of Ben Brown. We got a lot of Ben Brown. A lot of Blue Jays. You see Blue Jays here, right? Jackson Joe, right? Glasnow, Brown. Not that much. We just filtered by starting pitcher, right? Barely any Drew Rasmussen because he's just heavily over-owned as of now. Not as much Bowden Francis as I expected. A lot more Ben Brown because he's 7,500. His pitch count is going to be a little bit lower. We have him at 75 pitches. But I mean, he has he's like one of the second or third highest strikeout prop on the board today for Chicago, obviously, because he's facing the Athletics. And obviously, we got weather possibilities there. It's yellow, according to Roth's report. That may actually lower his ownership a little because people will be less inclined to play him. You're not going to really get much late swap possibilities if, you'll have to play someone. You have to play like Soroka against Toronto. No, you can't even do that late, right? There's not much late in order to switch to. But yeah. So we get a lot of Ben Brown. Still get a lot of Tyler Glasnow. But not as much of Drew Rasmussen here. And if we take a look at teams here in the exposures, a lot of Blue Jays. And then some Giants, I guess because they're cheap. Our top stacks tool has the Giants, 5% to be optimal. I mean, truthfully, in comparison, they're at the top half, right? Just due to price. Detroit's a little bit higher than them. So these are like the vomit stacks, like Detroit, San Francisco. right? If you see Detroit 4.67 out of the 150, but a lot of San Francisco here, 16% San Francisco. Some Houston's in the mix, but it's a lot of Blue Jays, not as many Dodgers as one would expect, only because of it's very, very, very expensive. And obviously, stack type doesn't matter that much. The Sims automatically do that for you. So how about just player wise? Any big one-offs that I see that are here that aren't that? Because we're getting the Blue Jays, we're getting the Giants, Mookie Betts as the top one-off, I guess. Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, I mean you're spending up there. Jose Ramirez, I guess. Mike Trout. Okay, then we're just getting a whole bunch of little guys, but a lot of Vlad, Santander, Bichette, Alan Rodin in your lineups, right? We take a look at the starting lineup for the projected one, at least for the Blue Jays. Obviously, a 2K player batting ninth is you got Luke's down there, 2,400, right? I mean, this team is going to be owned, but it's not that hard to stack them. I mean, outside of like Santander and Vlad Guerrero, you got a cheap catcher, Alejandro Kirk batting fifth. Even like Will Wagner is fine. So yeah, the Blue Jays look good, and the Giants. Here's I mean they don't have that big of a team total, but pretty cheap stack also. So I just want to take a look at the ordering of here, and like I don't mind. Remember, the Sims are already going to do all this for you. Like you don't have, if you're going to play the Blue Jays, you don't have to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? You don't have to go like, well, what are the gaps? Whatever. 5 batters from the team. That's it. Because if the team does well, they have a 4.49 implied team total, which is one of the higher ones on the slate. Right? They're going to get more at bats anyway. So really, the correlation between every batter to themselves is positive, regardless if it's like next to each other, 1 and 2. If you want to go 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. They're still all correlated to each other for plate appearances. It's not necessarily this guy gets on base and then this guy hits it. It's like, dude, imagine if I told you that everyone in this lineup gets 6 at bats, right? 6 plate appearances. I don't care at this point. Their expectation in a game where they only score 2 or 3 runs is like 4 at bats. If they get 6 at bats, I don't even care where they bat in the order anymore. If they got 6 at bats, they probably score a lot of runs. So let's go back to SimLabs. And what we could do here is we could set these settings here and just look for lineups that have the configurations that we want, right? Instead of weeding through everything. So like, let's say we want to lock in Ben Brown, okay, as a starting pitcher. Let's say we want to lock in Toronto as a stack, right? And then see what lineups and what do the rest of the lineup look like? Because that's really what we're looking for, right? So I'm going to see Ben Brown lineups that lock in Toronto Blue Jays, 20 lineups. Let's see what the Sims get you. Click here. My mouse doesn't work as well as it should, and it's very quick. You can see here SimLabs is insanely fast. Right, you're not going to wait 3 minutes in order for it to build a million lineups. So you're going to see right here. So there you go. Here, you got the first lineup 1. I also want to check this against like the optimal projected lineup. I'm still getting over a cold. If you wonder why I wasn't around last week, it was even worse then. Okay, so our median projected optimal is like 99. So that just gives us a sense of like I don't in baseball, I don't care that much. If you can play lineups that are projected for over a home run, like 14 points lower, and that's still perfectly fine. Because correlation and ceiling will just like obliterate. One swing of the bat could be 14 points. So typically 14, if I could get within 14 points, I'm perfectly fine. So like this lineup is 90.47 as far as a median projection. And this has Job Brown, then Kirk, Guerrero, Torres. Basically the one-offs here are Torres, Soler on the Angels, and Well, you got the two-man Torres Carpenter type of lineup. Then you got Springer, Bichette, Wagner, Vlad, and Kirk. Okay, so this lineup is pretty decent, right? All these lineups are going to be pretty good, right? Maybe towards the bottom, not as much so, right? So we got this lineup up here. We got a Ben Brown, Luis Ortiz lineup with Vlad, Jimenez, Bichette, Santander, Springer, right? So this lineup doesn't have Springer. This doesn't have Santander in it. Then we got lineup 2. We have Grant Holmes against the Dodgers. This lineup, it says that it's well. This is a little bit more of a leverage lineup where you're playing Austin Riley again. This is a leverage lineup because you're not playing Glasnow. You're playing Riley as a one-off against Glasnow, and you're also playing Grant Holmes. Here's a Glasnow Brown lineup. Right, this is a little bit more straightforward. You got a Mike Yastrzemski kind of one-off on the bottom here, but you got Lukes, Bichette, Wagner, Guerrero, Kirk, and his Glasnow Ben Brown lineup. Here's another Glasnow Ben Brown with the Giants in it as well, right? Because that's the other team that we'll be looking at. So yeah, you can pick any one of these lineups and you'll be fine. Right, pretty much, and whichever combination that you want. I like the first one. This looks pretty good to me, right? This looks pretty damn good to me. Job and Brown, right? Kirk, Guerrero, Torres, Wagner, Bichette, Soler, Carpenter, Springer. Done. I'm good. There, give it to me. I'm going to save it. Okay. So now let's take a look at a lineup with Ben Brown that has San Francisco in it. See what those lineups look like. So 5-man Giants stack. Because we have Ben Brown as the most under-owned pitcher. Right? So here. And of course, we can play Glasnow in these lineups because the Giants are pretty cheap. Right? So here's the Glasnow Brown lineup. They project pretty well. 93, 91, 91, 91. Right? Here's one. Helio Ramos, Glasnow Brown, Glasnow. Pretty much all these have Glasnow Brown for the most part. Right? Here's one you get to fit in some Dodgers. The one thing in here, according to SimLabs, is that the Dodgers as a stack they're the most likely to be optimal. It's kind of hard to fit them in value-wise. Right, here's one basically playing everyone, even a Mike Yastrzemski down here, right? Tyler Fitzgerald at 3,200. They're really cheap, right? But they're barely going to be owned. Like Fitzgerald 1.78% owned, Flores 1.18% owned, Patrick Bailey 3.02% owned. So you pretty much, Lamont Wayne 2 point. Basically, if you play the Giants today. Outside of like Matt Chapman, it seems like Matt Chapman, Willie Adames are going to be more owned. Right, so we just look here. You can pick whatever lineup you want. I think I'm more inclined to play a Tyler Glasnow lineup than anything else. I don't mind playing something like this: Glasnow, Brown, Bailey, Muncy, Cronenworth, Chapman, Adames, Teoscar Hernandez, Jung Ho Lee, and Mike Yastrzemski. Assuming he'll make the lineup. Right, assuming that. I don't mind this that much. 700 remaining in your lineup, even when you play this. Top 100, pretty good. Top 100, even better. Look, this is a little bit more contrarian. It's like I don't mind this either. Truthfully, right? You play Joe Ben Brown, Bailey, Torkelson, right? So you're playing in more Tigers, Giants, and Cubs. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my, it's something like this. So this one isn't that bad. Probably doesn't catch as often. Top 100 is like I could just sort by like top 100 rating and see what's up here, right? So top 100 rating here, like Cal Raleigh, Freddie Freeman, Taylor Ward, and this one isn't that bad either. I mean, you're playing the bottom of the Giants order, but I mean, I truthfully I don't mind the bottom of orders on road teams because they're like guaranteed ninth inning at bats. But all these lineups are fine. I mean, which lineup do we choose from? I mean, it could be any of these. All right, where's the lineup that I had before? Just the one with the two Giants in it, or the one with Kyle Tucker in it, the Job. One of the two. I don't mind either of these two lineups. Right? I'll take this one. I'll take the Job Brown one. All right, here we go. Save this one. If my mouse works. Yeah, my mouse clicker doesn't really work as well as it should. Save it. Well, normally it would work. I save all. For some odd reason, the save function does the save function work? No, okay. I got it in there. It just didn't show on screen. All right, so here we go. So we got our two lineups saved. We can even take a look in the saved lineup section and see who we have. We have Joe Brown, right? So if you didn't want to like repeat certain people, so let's now find like a Glasnow lineup that doesn't have Ben Brown, like a non-Ben Brown lineup, right? Because we're going to play a third lineup, right? Because I'm just simulating how you would use SimLabs, right? So instead of locking in the team stack, I'm going to go to player filters. I'm going to exclude Ben Brown. I'm going to lock in Glasnow. And probably going to play Vlad because we're going to play a Toronto. We're going to play another Toronto stack, right? We got Guerrero, Kirk, but we're going to maybe want one with Santander, right? Get a little bit more diversity, right? So let's get Santander in there, just so we have a Santander lineup. And let's see what these look like. So we're going to exclude Ben Brown. We're going to lock in Glasnow and Santander in a lock team stack in Toronto. Very easy to use SimLabs to find the lineups that you want to play. So let's get lineups and see. Get 20 lineups, see what happens. See what happens, people. This is how you use SimLabs. This is how I use SimLabs. Okay, so here we go. Here was a Glasnow Ortiz lineup, a Glasnow Rasmussen lineup. We said Rasmussen. Oh, he's so over-owned. I'm like, doesn't mean you can't play him. Says this lineup is pretty good, right? We go here. We get a whole bunch of Blue Jays. Here, Glasnow Job. All right, we're playing bottom of the order Blue Jays over here. Not as many lineups. I mean, we could just can we fade? Can we just fade Glasnow completely? I mean, I think let's see. Let's see what lineups look like by fading Glasnow completely. Do we get better lineups? Do we get a little bit better lineups? Maybe just the move is just not play any Glasnow today. He probably ends up being the highest scoring pitcher, but I just don't know by how much. Well, we're still getting Glasnow. I mean, just how much? Job, Rasmussen, Glasnow, Ortiz. Right, this one, I mean, you can see here by this bar, this one doesn't come in the money that often, but has a much higher top 10 rating here. But I mean, this first lineup, I mean, this isn't awful, right? You're playing you're playing that $2,200 Gabriel Arias second baseman in this lineup, right? Glasnow, Ortiz with Guerrero, Bichette, Santander, Luke's Road. You're kind of playing it's like a wraparound stack. It's a wraparound stack, and you're playing Jose Ramirez, who should be, I think, probably under-owned today. I don't mind this. I don't mind this lineup that much. Maybe we save this lineup also. We're going to save it. Leave 700 on the table for this one as well. So if you're playing like 20 lineups, you could spend a half an hour. You could just do it. Oh, this lineup looks good. This lineup's, I mean, they're sim approved. That's why they're in here. They're not like, oh, I'm going to pick this player and then put in that player and then this player. Like, no. What lineups do you want to play? But what players do you want to play? What does the rest of the lineup look like? And what is the SimLabs rating in comparison? And that's what you use SimLabs for. And it's part of our combo light package. Go get our combo light package. It's like, I don't know why it's so cheap. $29.99 a month. Get full access to SimLabs. You get Plate IQ. If you want to do all your baseball research, we give you that. We give you all of our comprehensive premium content. You read Cheese's daily musings, the $1 Million Musings. You get that also, right? It's for the 4 major sports. So you get MLB, NBA, NFL, PGA, SimLabs, premium content, all of our databases, our Weather Edge tool. You get all of that for just one low price of $29.99 a month. I think it's a steal. Click on the link in the description and go to rotogrinders.com/premium to find out more information about that and join me. This is how I build my MLB lineups. I'm telling you. I'm going to, just for the first MLB day, assuming that there's no shenanigans with the batting order and someone's in and someone's out, I'm literally going to play these 3 lineups. I'm just literally going to play. Don't play these. Please don't dupe me. This is how I build my lineups. I'm telling you, this is how I build my lineups. You should too. Get SimLabs. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out the door. Give me those thumbs. And hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And hit the notification bell to always know when we go live. Tune into Grinders Live later today. Crunch time. Always get that weather report with Kevin Roth on Crunch time. We need to see what's going on with that Cubs Athletics game. Should be fine, but you never know. Tune in later, and I'll see you tomorrow for another SimLabs analysis on RotoGrinders.com.